Shane Green, but so far no word as to what Detroit is receiving in return. Don Morosi also reporting it appears Nicholas Castellanos will not be moved before the deadline. As of now, no movement on Matthew Boyd. Tigers themselves, so wrapping up a 3-game series with the Angels this afternoon from Anaheim. Daniel Norris against Jose Suarez. We'll have it for you right here on the ticket. First pitch is at 4:07. The Lions once again going for workouts today in Allen Park as training camp continue to move along. The coach Matt Patricia says he's pleased though with how the team has adjusted to the new offense from coordinator Darryl Bevel. I'm Ryan Muller with your ticket update. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
Your teams, your life, your sports station. 97.1 Ticket.
Hey, Mojo, what's the record? What's the record for announcing trade, but having to wait what the other team, in this case the Tigers, got in return? The Shane Green trade is everywhere, but nobody knows what the Tigers got in return.
And that makes me nervous because, and I know it's happened before, you had to wait and see who somebody was getting, but it seemed like today, since we've been monitoring the trade deadline all day, that every time a trade came out, we knew who the particulars were from both teams.
Now, I'm seeing one of the unconfirmed rumors, and again, this is not official. I want to clarify that.
Is it Austin Riley?
But some of the, message boards, blogs, whatever, are speculating that it's Drew Waters is one of the guys involved in the trade, who is their second best prospect. He's an outfielder.
Oh, no, I think that's somebody, because he's a really good prospect. I looked him up.
But that's, again, that's not confirmed. That's one of the guys that keeps getting floated around.
If it's him, I was just reading an article about him as like the next star of the Braves, Drew Waters.
He's an outfielder.
Center fielder. He's only like 20 or 21. We don't even titillate people because that would be a huge
in Double-A right now.
Return.
He's hitting .324 and .859 OPS, 5 bombs, 41 ribbies, and he's pretty good.
Don't tease people on that.
Hits from both sides of the plate, Wojo.
Do not. Come on.
No, nothing's official. That's just what one of the rumors is.
Can we believe it?
The other one, Brian Wilson, he's mentioned a little bit too, but again, not official. Not official.
Or the guy from the Beach
Singers,
Boys.
yeah.
Bryce Wilson, I guess his name is.
Another guy I've heard a lot of people talk about is Austin Riley.
Yep.
He's played 64 games for them this year, almost an 800 OPS. I don't think they would just give away a guy that they finally got to bring up to the big leagues, but maybe they're making room for Drew Waters.
Listen, I feel bad that we're teasing people, but if it's Drew Waters, just everything I've read, that would be tremendous.
Here we go. I'm seeing it right now. The Tigers are receiving the old Turner Field in return for Shane Green. Turner Field is headed to Detroit for Shane Green.
Wait a second. I see it. No, I'm not even kidding. Can I hit the breaking news? I see it.
Are you kidding or not?
No, the Tigers are receiving the record-breaking Hank Aaron home run ball from those two dudes.
Oh, no, wait. I see it. No, truly, check mark right here. They're receiving a signed John Smoltz jersey.
Wait a second. I see it. They're getting a Greg Maddux Chicks Dig the Long Ball t-shirt and poster to go along.
I should have never started this with Turner Field.
It's really your fault.
I'm sorry, people.
You really never should have.
There's a lot of Drew Waters. I think it's hope on the ticket text right now, but everywhere I've looked, nobody has a return, which is very probable.
No, but I think people are craving Drew Waters. Nobody is saying that.
Who he is, Walter. I don't know if they're craving him.
No, they are. No.
Now they are.
Do is go to their.
You say number 2 prospect in the organization, you start to get excited. The other thing too is, guys, maybe we should really soak this time in, okay? Because right now,
where you think it's something,
this is like Christmas.
All right, let's think
when you're about to open the package, and then you realize it's socks,
for the
and you want
next
to go back
2.5 minutes before we go to Tiger baseball. Think good thoughts that the Tigers maybe ripped off the Braves, maybe for Shane Green.
What about Deion Sanders? I heard maybe him.
Come on, just keep thinking positive thoughts if you're a Tiger fan. I want you people to be.
Maybe it's just cash considerations. Who knows?
Oh, something I said. Think good thoughts.
Later.
Money's good, right? If they get some money.
Oh no, please.
I think it. If I had to guess, I think it will be Drew Waters.
No, if it's Drew Waters, that's tremendous.
Yep.
That would be a giant get. And I think a lot of people would be excited because we would see Drew Waters, I think, pretty close, pretty soon. I mean, he's in AA right now. You'd probably see him in September at least.
I'm not even kidding about that because somebody had mentioned that earlier on the ticket text, so I looked up Drew Waters, and he's so highly touted, I thought, okay, that's just a Tiger fan fishing for
Think
hope.
about it, though. AA guy, right? Right now they have a pretty competitive, darn good team that potentially could win it all, right? And they watched their closer crap the bed today so much that they had to yank him out, and they see Shane Green as a chance to win a World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes real close to that deadline, you got to give up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people on the ticket text are like, I hate you guys right now. But we don't know. It's not our fault.
People begging us to stay on into Tiger baseball to get the trade deadline finished, but we can't.
Right, because they're working on another deal right now. That's why the info's not getting leaked or coming out.
Somebody says that the Tigers are getting a Chick-fil-A franchise.
Somebody
for
said
Comerica Park.
the Tigers are getting Chipper Jones.
Ooh, Larry.
Yeah.
He'd be their best hitter if they bring him back.
No, immediately.
Yeah. He would be great. But he's a Hall of Famer already, so does that mean he's out of the Hall of Fame? Or then how does that work?
We're really going to go to Tiger baseball
This is
not knowing who the Tigers got for Shane Green.
Do you think there's a chance?
We're really going to do this.
I'm just throwing this out there. Do you think there's a chance that this is a three-way team deal? And somehow, some way, there's got to be a missing element here.
I can't. Tiger baseball is coming up next with the Angels. We're checking desperately to see who did the Tigers get for Shane Green. Is it an unbelievable prize?
They get Trey
like
Young.
Drew
Oh,
Waters?
he's from the Hawks.
Who could it possibly be? We will break in and let you know.
We're living in a day and age where it's never been easier to access information or get your questions answered. And personally, I love it. I'm always looking stuff up online or trying to learn new things, especially when it comes to my health. And now, thanks to our friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and Blue Care Network, healthy living just got easier. I already use the Blue Cross mobile app all the time to access my health insurance coverage information. But now with the My Blue skill for Amazon Alexa, I can access a variety of health and wellness information using just the sound of my voice. I can say things like, Alexa, ask My Blue what are preventative services, or Alexa, ask My Blue for a quick workout. You can do it too. You can keep your kids moving by saying, Alexa, ask My Blue for a kids activity. It's that simple. Everybody with an Alexa-enabled device, all you have to do is open your Alexa app and enable the My Blue skill. That's spelled M-I Blue. Then say, Alexa, open My Blue. The My Blue skill for Amazon Alexa. Just one more way that Blue Cross is constantly working to connect everyone in Michigan to their health.
Curveball, hit hard out in the left field. It's in there for a base hit. Mark Mayhem has got it blocked. Here comes the throw. John Wood left his ball, and he runs over 3 and he got it.
The crack of the ball. There's a swing, and there's another drive to left. It's deep, and this one is gone. Political score. The roar of the crowd.
And your mom seen it. Walk-off winner.
It's unbelievable. It's magic here in this ballpark. The love of your team.
You Tiger fans are the greatest fans of all. Question about that.
A 119-year tradition continues. This is Detroit Tigers baseball on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. From the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth, let's join the voices of Tigers baseball, Dan Dickerson and Jim Price. Hello again, everyone. Getting ready to wrap up this 3-game series. Tigers and Angels, and Jim, a chance for the Tigers to do something they haven't done much of lately. Win a series with a win this afternoon.
Well, then they have to score some runs. They had to mix last night. They left men on second base when they could have really driven a couple more runs. They need to get some hits with men on base.
Tigers have scored 2 runs or fewer in 5 of the 6 games on this road trip. Daniel Norris gets the start for the Tigers today. Jose Suarez, a 21-year-old rookie, gets the start for the Angels. Stay with us. Some conversation manager Ron Gardenhire is coming up next on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Michigan weather. Yellow line is to wait 5 minutes and it will change. I'm Mark from Hartford and Rattler. If you're waiting for the weather, you're doing it all wrong. You should be planning 1 season ahead. If it's spring, you should be preparing for summer. If it's fall, winter should be on your mind. Hartford and Rattler, your 4-season comfort experts. We're ready for whatever Mother Nature has in store. Call Hartford and Rattler, 800-466-3110, or click on hartfordandrattler.com.
The all-new, greater-than-ever Toyota Corolla is here. Totally redesigned with aggressive styling, advanced connectivity with 8-inch touchscreen, and available 169 horsepower. And for the first time ever, Corolla comes in a hybrid and includes the estimated 53 mpg
time that Skipper, with a win today, you can win the series. But if we could go back to the game last night and talk about your starting pitcher, Verhagen, what did you see with him?
Well, he was good early. He had some nice breaking balls. His velo wasn't, it was only low 90s, 91, 92. But so that was a little different. We expected him to, get up to 93, 94. But he pitched fine. I mean, he gave us a chance. They kind of nickeled and dimed him a little bit. And we missed a couple of plays, a bloop out there that should have been caught when we broke back, and a couple of things like that ended up hurting him.
We talk about the hitting, though. We did have some hits. We had some men on second base, but I was come up with that big hit.
Yeah, we flailed away a little bit in big situations. Give their pitcher credit, I guess. We had opportunities to get a big hit with men out there. We put some guys out there. We just never came up with it.
Talk about Rogers for a little bit. His first game in the big leagues, and came up with a couple of hits, and you're feeling back.
Yeah, good. He caught the ball, handled the ball behind the plate real well, blocks. We know he throws real well. Got a big base hit, got his first RBI. He'll always remember that one. Got another hit, too. A few little things, just like making sure he's communicating with the pitcher. We bring a pitcher in, he needs to go to the mound. We talk to him about that, and then making sure he's checking in the dugout, too, in situations. Little things like that, but that's what's all expected. We haven't had him up here, and he'll get used to us.
Always after a day game, I know the lineup's got to be a little bit different. What's it look like?
Yeah, we got Jonesy, we got Castellanos going to DH today. We got Goody playing shortstop. We got Dixon going to play right field. Candy's playing third base. Hicksy is going to play first base. Reyes in left field. Rogers going to catch this morning, even after a night game. I think he's young enough he can do that. Beckham's going to play short, and Norris is going to pitch. Mercer and Cabrera, obviously, Cabrera's sore normally after night games, so hopefully he'll be available. Castro's on the bench, and then Mercer, came in and said he needed a little bit of a day today, but he's available too.
This is one of those things we call hump day, because after a night game, a day game, and they're really important to score early in a game like this, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. It all starts with our leadoff guy. If Jonesy's getting on base, it seems to work out a lot better. So we need him to get going, and Goody actually against a left-hander today, so Goody really got big batting average against lefties. He hits them really well, so we put him in the 3-0 and move Cassie up to the 2-0. We'll see how that works.
Even though there were some hits with the lack of scoring runs, a lot of pressure on the pitcher, and Norris gets the start today.
Yeah, we just want him to go do his thing. He's feeling good. He's over that flu bug that he had, so go out there and do what he normally does, spin the ball on these guys. They've got some good hitters over there, one being Trout, probably the best in the baseball, so you got to make pitches and try to keep the damage, to a minimum when he's up there, hopefully with nobody on base.
Taping this with a few hours at the end of the trading period, and everybody's still here as far as I know, right, Skip?
Well, there's a lot of guys chucking and ducking. If I walk out there in their clubhouse, they don't want to see me, so there's a few guys chucking and ducking out there, but, hopefully it'll be okay.
Skipper, let's go get them to win the series.
There you go, and have a happy flight.
Well, thank you very much, Skipper. Let's just stay with us now. Much more coming up here to Detroit Tiger Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we don't just give our customers major league treatment, we even treat their kids like all-stars. Bring your family to Comerica Park and get a special discount on Detroit Tigers Kids Club memberships when you use your Comerica Bank card at the Kids Club kiosk. Your kids will get VIP access to run the bases, a Comerica Park tour, and more. Visit Comerica.com/your Comerica. It's your bank, it's your park. Raise your expectations. Member FDIC. Comerica is more than just a name on a stadium. It's a promise to treat every customer like a VIP. Just like the players have their own special entrance at Comerica Park, so do you. An exclusive entrance for Comerica Bank customers. To walk the blue carpet, simply show your Comerica Bank card and tickets at the Comerica VIP gate and go straight in. Visit Comerica.com/your park. Comerica. It's your bank, it's your park. Raise your expectations.
It's time to discover the new Buick lineup of craftsmanship and luxurious styling. Get great deals on our expectation-shattering lineup, like the spacious Buick Enclave, the sport-injected Buick Regal, the tech-savvy Encore, and the Cascada Convertible. Now well-qualified GM employee program participants with eligible current GM lease. Get an ultra-low mileage lease on the 2019 Buick Encore Preferred for $149 a month for 24 months, and $1,759 during signing after all offers. That's a 2019 Buick Encore for $149 a month. Must be a current GM lessee through GM Financial. No security deposit required. Tax, title, license, dealer fees, 25 cents per mile over 20,000 miles. Residency restrictions apply. At participating dealers only. Go to BuickOfferInfo.com for details. See your Metro Detroit Buick dealer today. Buick Encore, just $149 a month for 24 months.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. As kids, my sister Beth and I spent Saturdays with our dad, Sam Bernstein, driving all over town when he visited with clients and their families. And we learned as young kids that clients are like family. And that's what you do for family. Every day we fight for families like yours because we are family.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law. 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Hey, it's time the Jamie Stoney Show, 7:25 Thursday morning. You can win $2,000 into a $2 Slam. When you're home in Detroit Tiger Baseball, 97.1 The Ticket.
Jeff Baker with Around the League from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Today we're joined by Will Birchfield from 97.1theticket.com. And Will, what an unbelievable scene yesterday. Pirates and Reds, nice little brawl. Amir Garrett on a pitching change decides to go after every single Pirate. And then, of course, Yasiel Puig joins in, and he was traded at the time. I mean, you're really not going to top that, I don't think.
No, you're not. The way Amir Garrett went in there taking names of every single player who's ever played for the Pirates was impressive. I mean, he was looking to punch anyone in the general 20-foot vicinity, and he missed mostly. But you have to commend his effort. I mean, he was looking to take out the entire city of Pittsburgh, and he damn well tried. That's about as ridiculous and hot and emotional as a baseball brawl can be.
Yeah, you gotta love it. It was definitely interesting. It was definitely fun, but it does raise the question, in your mind, what was the greatest base brawl that you've seen?
Well, for me, and this obviously is a reflection of my upbringing, but it was a 2003 ALCS, Red Sox-Yankees, when Roger Clemens throws high above Manny's head, not even really near him. Manny ducks, incites a brawl. Pedro Martinez that day was starting opposite Clemens. Don Zimmer, Yankees' old bench coach, runs out. Pedro hurls him to the ground. An entire brawl ensued. Pedro was starting. He's pitching still in the next inning. An all-out brawl. And on top of it all was in the ALCS at what I think was the absolute peak of that Red Sox-Yankees rivalry.
There's nothing more exciting in baseball than a base brawl.
2 years ago, Miggy and the Tigers versus Austin Romine and the Yankees. And, of course, Andrew Romine, Austin's brother, was playing for the Tigers at the time. I think every fan would agree. As much as we love to see grand slams and walk-off home runs and defensive gems, a base brawl takes the cake every time.
Will Birchfield, great stuff. Thanks.
Thank you, Reeks.
From the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios, I'm Jeff Raker with Around the League on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Psst, down here. Hey, Amy. Welcome to the Xfinity store. Why are you hiding? Cameras and microphones are everywhere, even in my house. What if I'm hacked? They're watching me. Oh, with Xfinity X, you don't have to worry. It gives you enhanced security for your Wi-Fi network, so all your connected devices are protected, including mics and cameras. Oh, that sounds great. Can you imagine if we were actually being recorded right now? We are being recorded for this commercial. I trusted you.
If it's connected, it's protected with Xfinity X5. That's simple, easy, awesome. Ask how to get download speeds up to 400 megabits per second, or even faster, up to a gig. Learn more or get started with Xfinity Internet for $20 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Plus, add X5 Vantage for enhanced network security. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay, and it's 8519. Restrictions apply. New performance charger 25 megabits per second customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Hurry into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event and get 20% estimated savings on select Ford SUVs. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Modem must be activated within 60 days of purchase through the Ford Pass app on a smartphone and remain active for at least 6 months after activation. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey of average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price for all offers taking retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 9/3/19. See participating dealer for complete details.
Or, if you want a lease, current AZ Plan Escape lessees can lease a 2019 Ford Escape SE 4-wheel drive for only $159 a month for 24 months with $2,039 due at signing. Not all lessees will qualify for Ford Credit Red Carpet Low Mileage Lease. See dealer for complete details. Some exclusions may apply. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by July 31st. And visit a Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today.
Man, the sun's hot in these seats. Yo, throw me that sunblock.
Hey, I'm loving it. Means my solar panels are saving me money while I'm downtown at the game.
You can save money on your electric bills too with Power Home Solar, the #1 residential solar provider in Michigan. You'll get zero down financing and generate your own clean energy. Power Home Solar's panels are American-made with a 30-year warranty. Give them a call at 1-800-SOLAR-15 to schedule your free consultation or visit powerhome.com. Don't rent your power, own your power.
Hey, it's Tony the Jamie and Stoney Show, 7:25 Thursday morning. You can win $2,000 in our 2 Grand Slam. When you're home with Detroit Tiger Baseball, 97.1 The Ticket.
Now, back to the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth from the field.
Today in the From the Field Report, we are pleased to be joined by an old friend, John Davids, architect, author, and as you just described yourself, baseball ballparks fanatic.
Yes, old-time ballparks, and I think especially Tiger Stadium because it's the place my wife and I fell in love in the bleachers in 1978, so it's got a pretty special place in my heart. And so we were approached about 10 years ago by someone in California that said they're going to do a series on ballparks. You guys got to write the book about Tiger Stadium with your passion and history with the stadium. So the 5 of us got together to edit this book 10 years ago now on the history, kind of a comprehensive history, the kind of sociological place the stadium played, the architectural history, the events that happened, and then there's a great section on memories where Bill Dow, one of the editors, he interviewed quite a few people about their experience at the ballpark, and there's a wide range of from ushers and people who worked at the stadium to people like Todd Jones and Spaceman Lee talking about their experience at the stadium.
Anybody who went there and spent one afternoon in the bleachers has fond memories of it, don't they? I mean, it just grabbed you. I mean, that's where I grew up, in center field. When I got my driver's license, 1974, I grew up in those center field bleachers. It really had a special hold and lots of special memories for many people.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, I think partly because of the proximity, you know, John Pasteur, one of our co-authors, determined that Tiger Stadium had the closest seats of any stadium ever in baseball. So better than any stadium ever built, better than Comiskey or Fenway or any of the older ballparks. And I think it was that intimacy, the closeness to the field, but also for you and I in the bleachers, it was the fact that you could kind of sit where you wanted, bring your family, they could run up and down the steps, they could chase pigeons, you know, they could do whatever they wanted, and they were kind of in a safe place where you could kind of hang out with your friends. So we sat in the lower deck bleachers, Judy and I, for about probably 500 games in the 80s and 90s.
Lower deck?
Well, yeah, well, so we sat in the upper deck until the early 80s. I got kicked out. I had a choice to make. I was walking to get a hot dog. A beach ball came to me. So back in those days, you had 2 choices. You either give the beach ball to the guard and get beer thrown at you the whole game, or you hit the beach ball and get kicked out of the game. So we hit the beach ball. I got kicked out. Judy followed me out. We saw a guy in the street and said, "You get kicked out?" I go, "Yeah, I hit a beach ball." He said, "You know, you can go back in, talk to Bob, pay him $2, you can go back in." And sit in the lower deck bleachers instead. We didn't know they existed, so we paid Bob $2. Then we ended up paying Bob $2 for about 20 years to go to games after that. But we went and sat in the lower deck and found out we were 20 feet from Kirk Gibson. I mean, it was just incredible seats. Lower deck bleachers were great. No one knew about them, so that became kind of our kind of haunt for about 20 years.
Yeah, I think everybody had a favorite spot. Mine ended up being that little overhang in Justin Fowl territory down the right field line, where you were literally hanging out over the field.
Yeah, that I've got a picture of that in the book, because that was a unique seat in baseball. I don't think there's any seat where you were out jutted over the field like that and basically didn't see anybody else except for baseball. I sat there one time for part of a game, and it was incredible.
What are some of your favorite things that you are well steeped, people should know in Tiger Stadium history? What were some of the things that you learned that you found interesting in writing this book, which, by the way, is called Tiger Stadium, Essays and Memories of Detroit's Historic Ballpark, 1912 to 2009?
So, in 1934, for the World Series, the Tigers wanted to get more seats when they played in the 34 series versus the Gas House Gang, the Cardinals in 34. They went to Detroit and they asked if they could close down Cherry Street and build temporary bleachers. So in a period of less than a week, they built about 15,000 bleacher seats in 1934 across Cherry Street out in left field. So the next year they made the World Series again, right? And in the meantime, they'd taken those down. The city wanted the street opened up again. They'd taken those down. So for the 35 World Series, they actually built 19,000 bleacher seats. They actually came onto the field by about 30 feet. So there's a very short field in left field for that 1935 World Series. And again, they built those temporary bleachers out in left field for the 1935 World Series. And then in 1936, they extended the double deck all the way along right field, all the way to the wall, to Cherry Street. But they didn't think very well ahead, because 2 years later they tore down 2 sections of that so they could make the turn where those center field bleachers are. They tore down 2-year-old stands, a lot of them, to make the turn to go back around and completely double deck the stadium, which is what really gave Tiger Stadium its uniqueness. Was it was really the only stadium double decked that way all the way around the stadium.
And those bleachers, I know other ballparks had them, but none seem to be quite like the Tiger Stadium bleachers.
No, 11,000 bleacher seats. So again, 11,000. I don't know what the most in other parks were. I'm guessing 6 or 7, but 11,000 seats. And again, to me, Tiger Stadium always reflected the people of Detroit. So Detroit was a working class town. People had good factory jobs, but there wasn't a lot of wealth amongst Tiger fans back then. So those bleacher seats gave people like me and Judy, for example, the opportunity to go to lots of games, to see baseball. And they were really an important part, I think, of building the great following of the Tigers. Was those seats you could afford to bring your families to, because kids grew up going to Tiger Stadium. I'm not sure how many kids in modern ballparks go to the games. I would guess it's less than it was in the 50s and 60s at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, so many good memories in this book. A lot of good essays. Can't recommend it more strongly. Tiger Stadium, Essays and Memories. John Davids, thank you so much. Always great to see you and Judy here at the ballpark.
Well, thank you, Dan. Thanks so much for having us.
Stay with us. We got more for this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Detroit Tigers baseball, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Hurry in during the Ram Summer Clearance event to see why more people are switching to Ram than ever before. It's because the new Ram 1500 has more power with an available Hemi V8 and best-in-class V8 towing. It's no wonder why the Ram 1500 is the most awarded truck in America and the 2019 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. So no matter what you need more of this summer, make sure you hurry in for great deals during the Ram Summer Clearance event. Well-qualified returning FCA employee lessees get a low-mileage lease on the all-new 2019 Ram 1500 Big One Crew Cab 4x4 with a V6 engine for $199 a month for 24 months with $2,774 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Based on IHS Market U.S. household methodology and FCA segmentation of conquest data from U.S. new vehicle registrations for CYU 2010 to 2016. Class based on light-duty pickups. Based on awards within the light-duty pickup segment from January 15, 2018 to January 1st, 2019. Call 1-877-RAM-572 for details. Requires dealer contribution at least through Chrysler Capital. Released by standby 8320. 25% charge for each mile over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/31.
George Clapper, president of Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, talks about whole house generators.
The whole house generator runs off natural gas, just like your furnace does, and it just starts up instantaneously when there's a power failure. A very big thing that we've done with whole house generators is we've made them affordable.
Discover affordable whole house generators at Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. West and Downriver, call 734-422-8080. East and North Woodward, call 248-548-9565 or visit familyheating.com.
You are one smart air traveler. To save time, you printed your boarding pass at home. To save your luggage, you tied an ID ribbon on the handle. And to save on parking, you joined Airlines Parking's loyalty program, Parking Points. It's the easiest and fastest way to earn free parking. Just stop by Airlines Parking on Merriman Road and sign up for your free loyalty card. Or go online at airlinesparking.com/parkingpoints. You'll earn points toward a free day, plus other member offers and deals. Airlines Parking. Before you fly, park nearby.
For the best in gaming and entertainment, visit Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. For more information, go to SoaringEagleCasino.com. Bring on the bliss.
Wayne gives a drive to left. That one is
119 years of baseball tradition continues. This is Detroit Tigers baseball on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Brought to you by Northville Lumber, Comerica Bank, the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Blue Care Network, Fago Beverages, General RV Centers, Xfinity, Corn Marketing Program of Michigan, Wallside Windows, Auto Value Parts Stores, Menards, Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Detroit Axle, Art Van Furniture, and Plans Moran. Brought to you locally by the Southeast Michigan Ford Dealers, Little Caesars Toyota, Ram Trucks, Metro Detroit Buick Dealers, TTE, Jack Demmer Lincoln, Jack Demmer Ford, Airlines Parking, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Gordon Chevrolet, The D Las Vegas, Metro Detroit Toyota Dealers, Varsity Lincoln, and Buff Whalen Chevrolet. It's time to play ball with the call of the game from the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth.
The following is a presentation of Radio.com Sports, presented by Indeed. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire.
Sunny skies, light breeze, warm in Southern California.
Well, Dan, what do you think? A time for Detroit to win the series.
Rubber game of a 3-game set. The trade deadline has come and gone.
How about that?
And while there is nothing official, it does certainly appear, based on all the reports we are getting, that Shane Green will go to the Atlanta Braves. We do not know yet even any preliminary reports on what the return might be, but you would think a promising prospect from the lower levels might be a real possibility. But there have been a flourish. The deadline did seem to move some teams to action. None of the major deals like for Syndergaard or some of the other big names like Wheeler or Bumgarner or Boyd.
Yeah.
So those guys didn't get moved, but there were a flurry of trades that we'll be talking about to the deal or the afternoon today. And Jim, most of the deals involved relievers.
Relief pitchers. I'm very surprised because there are a couple of teams you and I have talked about. They get a starting pitcher. They can definitely get to the big dance. And that's what you want to do. That's the number one goal.
Tigers today will send Daniel Norris to the mound. Jose Suarez, a promising youngster for the Angels, gets the start for L.A. Ron Gardenhire, Brad Ausmus out, exchanging the lineups at home plate on this beautiful, warm, sunny Wednesday afternoon. Let's take a look at the details with Jim.
All right, Dan, brought to you by Detroit Axle. Always free next day shipping on all your auto parts needs for Detroit. Leading off and playing center field, Jacoby Jones. Batting second, the DH, Nick Castellanos. Batting third and playing shortstop, Nico Goodrum. In right field and batting cleanup, Brandon Dixon. The third base and batting fifth, Jamer Candelario. Batting sixth and playing first base, John Hicks. In left field and batting seventh, Victor Reyes. Batting eighth and catching, Jake Rogers. Batting ninth, playing second base for your Tigers, Gordon Beckham. For the Angels, leading off playing third base, David Fletcher. The DH will bat second, Mike Trout. Batting third and playing left field, Justin Upton. In right field and batting cleanup, Cole Calhoun. Batting fifth and playing first base, Albert Pujols. At shortstop and batting sixth, Hamilton Simmons. Batting seventh, playing center field, Brian Goodwin. Catching and batting eighth, Jonathan Lucroy. And batting ninth, playing second base, Reese Renifro. Pitching matchup this afternoon brought to you by Metro Detroit Toyota Dealers. Find out about over 30 offers at buyatoyota.com.
Keys to the game brought to you by Ram Trucks, going now for great deals during the Ram Summer Clearance Event. The keys for the Tigers, Jim, against the youngster from the Angels, who is hittable. He does get a lot of swings and misses, Jose Suarez.
Watch out for the changeup. He has a lot of swing and misses with the changeup. Number one pitch is the fastball, the four-seamer, but the changeup is his go-to pitch. So when he needs probably a swing and miss, that's the pitch he'll go to. So be ready.
Tigers won game one. The Angels took game two last night. The Tigers come into this game with a record of 31-72. The Angels 56-53. 80 degrees. It could be warmer. It certainly has been in past years.
Not bad, yeah.
So not too bad at all. 80 degrees, a little humid here in Southern California as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game set. First inning today, brought to you by Airlines Parking. Book online and save at airlinesparking.com. Before you fly, park nearby. Game time weather always brought to you by Michigan's family corn farmers through the corn marketing program of Michigan. Tigers and Angels wrap up the 3-game set. Angels getting ready to take the field. Tigers are getting ready to face 21-year-old native of Venezuela, Jose Suarez.
What is his ninth start? Let me give you the numbers for him. 2-1, a 5.35 ERA, 37 innings, 41 hits. Like Dan said, he will give up hits, 43 strikeouts, 15 walks, 10 home runs. Lefties batting 185 with 3 home runs. Righties 357 with 7 home runs. We'll look at the righties do some damage today. As I mentioned, the changeup is his big pitch. He's recorded 33 of 43 strikeouts with the changeup. So the off-speed pitch, again, he'll touch 92 with a 4-seam fastball. He'll throw a few sliders. Curveball also in the middle 70s, about 18%. And then, of course, the changeup, which is a big pitch for him, are in the low 80s with that pitch. So he's a young man that, again, I think when you need a swing and miss, look for the changeup. And hopefully he overthrows it where the guys could take advantage of that.
Well, we have a moment as he just takes the mound for his warm-up tosses, a review of some of the deals that have been made. As we said yesterday, it just seems to make sense. If you're a team that's contending and you feel a legitimate shot to win a World Series, the least you can do at the trade deadline is go out and get some relievers. Well, Washington Nationals might be the biggest threat to Atlanta and the Dodgers in the National League, and Atlanta knows it. The Nationals went out and picked up 3 relievers, 2 from Seattle, Hunter Strickland and Roenis Elias, who we just saw, Daniel Hudson from Toronto. And Atlanta, again, we do not have confirmation of this, but it looks like they will get the Tigers' Shane Green and reliever Chris Martin. Not a big household name, but very good numbers with Texas. So the 2 teams fighting for the top spot of the National League East certainly went out and made some bold moves.
Yeah, they did. And, of course, Shane Green, we know what he can do. I mean, he's going to continue to have a great year. He knows how to pitch. And, you know, if it is for sure that he's going there and we don't know what's coming back, but he knows how to pitch. We wish him the best of
we sure do.
Everything. Great young man. But, boy, the art of pitching with him, he's going to help that ball club.
And well, we do have a lineup change.
Boy, we sure do.
So Nick Castellanos in the number 2 spot is not there today.
Watch
Jody
out.
Mercer's in the on-deck circle. So the one trade that we think has happened is Shane Green. And that would certainly be an indication, Mr. Price, that Nick Castellanos has been traded away as well.
And you and I just talked about that. Well, looks like Nick's going to stay, but now we see Jody Mercer the batting second in place of Nick.
Now, we will say a couple of days ago, as Jacoby Jones digs in, first pitch, he swings and fouls it to the top of the screen, and we are underway here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. So glad to have you along for the wrap-up of this 3-game set. We'll try to keep you updated on all the trade deadline news, and it's oftentimes that, I mean, the trade deadline is now come and gone as of 10 minutes ago, but the trade news will still trickle in, you would think, throughout the afternoon. A curveball for a strike.
And that just trickled in, apparently.
And that just trickled in. We will say Nick was scratched a couple of days ago, Jim, because of an abdominal strain. We're guessing that this is not that.
We are. I think we're pretty right about that.
Jones takes a pitch in the dirt. He had been linked to several teams, I think most prominently Cleveland, maybe Tampa, but Tampa got a right-handed power hitter today.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's a ground ball, deep third and foul. They picked up Jesus Aguilar, 1 year removed from a 35 home run season. He's not been a big bat this year, but so they were out, and then Cleveland picked up yesterday a big right-handed power hitter from Reyes. There's a pitch in the dirt, and the Cubs certainly still out there and appear to be looking for some help, and perhaps that is the deal that has been made. We will look forward to hearing what the reason was for Nick being removed. Ground ball softly to short. Simmons waits for it. Knee-high bounce. An easy flip over to first to get Jacoby Jones on a 1-2 pitch. He bounces out to start the game.
Well, always exciting, but not the big moves like you and I talked that we thought like the Astros would make, the Yankees would make, teams that need that extra starter to help get them to the big dance.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that somebody there, Robbie Ray is still going to be, or Zach Wheeler. One of those two, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say one of those two maybe has been dealt.
Late news.
And that news might still break.
Because of the Knicks situation, very possible.
There's a fastball strike 2. The number 2 hitter, it was Nick Castellanos, as you heard Jim clearly state.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
The original lineup. Jody Mercer takes a pitch in the dirt, and now we see a shot of Nick Castellanos in the dugout, not in uniform and hugging his teammates, looking healthy.
Yes, sir.
And, well, that's quite a moment. This is the only other time we can remember something like this was that amazing day. Ground ball cued fouled on the first base line when Austin Jackson came out of the game. And as he came out and everybody was puzzled, you realized what was going on. And again, the hugs all around. And this is an emotional moment in that Tigers dugout for a lot of players. I'm sure for Nick, this is the only organization he has ever known.
Came up through the organization, and you and I have talked with him many, many times through the years. He was a big supporter of my foundation, Jack's Place for Autism, and we're going to miss him.
We wish Nick the very best. Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic does great work, and he's reporting that he has indeed gone to the Cubs. Ground ball to short. Easy flip over to first. Thanks to Chuck Keller for passing that information along back in our studios in Southfield. And
the Chuck Keller,
the one and the only. So quite a shot on our Fox monitor of Nick Castellanos in the dugout.
How about that?
Saying goodbye to all of his teammates in the dugout. And that's just something you don't see very often. The trade deadline used to be at midnight, so you never saw this. And it got moved to the afternoon. And still you didn't see it because oftentimes most games today are at 7 o'clock.
Right. Well, we wish him the best. He's going to help the Cubs.
He's going to help the Cubs. May the wind always be at your back, Nick, at Wrigley Field.
Well, that's exactly right. When it's blowing in, forget it. I was going to say, that's a great old Irish saying.
Swing and a miss and a changeup. No ballpark plays any. No ballpark breaks down. Wind blowing in, wind blowing out on their game notes.
No question about it.
Than the Chicago Cubs.
That's right. When Nick doesn't want it, when the wind's blowing in, Nick says, "No, I'll take the day off."
Nico Goodrum swings and fouls it out of play. So we will wait to hear. It looks like both Shane Green and Nick Castellanos, the two most likely candidates to be dealt.
Yeah, that's right.
Have been dealt. And that means, for now, since we're not seeing him say goodbye in the dugout, Matthew Boyd is still a Tiger.
Matt's still there, yes. If we see him hugging somebody, we'll know.
There's a breaking ball in the dirt. I haven't seen a close-up of Matt, but I'm assuming he's down there, not in street clothes.
I saw him with his hat on and his jacket on, thank goodness. We're glad to keep Matty.
The 2-2, swinging a foul out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score. We're just underway, and we are tracking what is going on this trade deadline day. It actually is all the more exciting for fans when it's during a game.
Yes.
And games are being played as guys are being traded.
It kind of touches you.
The 2-2, I agree. Swinging a ground ball foul. I mean, as you watch those great shots in the Tigers dugout, I mean, you couldn't help but feel the emotion that Nick had to be feeling, and the mixture of emotions. I'm sure he's thrilled to be going to a contender, a team that really wants him.
Because it's been on his mind all year. He's known about it, that he was on the block.
The 2-2, change up low. Good at bat for Nico Goodrum. He's going to see at least 8 pitches, swings and misses. Our problem, as we all know, for this Tigers team, and Nico's been struggling of late with the swings and misses. The 3-2, swinging a foul out of play. He is battling right now. This is a good at-bat because this is a guy who, if he were qualified, again, only 8 Major League starts, but he did one of the best swing and miss rates of any starter in the American League. That's how good he has been while he's been hittable.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about that, setting him up right away with the changeup.
The 3-2, swinging a foul out of play. Goodrum's going to see at least 10 pitches in this trip to the plate. So to change your scorecard, Jordy Mercer is the DH in the number 2 spot today.
So it's interesting now. We don't know what is incoming in return for either of the 2 trades.
Not yet. Until it's official, we'll probably only get rumors. Change up low. That's a really nice trip to the plate for Nico Goodrum. 10 pitches and he draws a walk.
Good. A day like today where it's hot, yes, sir, takes up and out of that pitcher.
Now Ken Rosenthal is reporting that the Houston Astros did go out and get a starter, Mr. Price.
Doesn't surprise me.
Would you care to take a guess? A guy that we haven't talked about hardly at all.
Hardly at all? Oh, how about
the established major leaguer who costs a lot of money from out west? That's all I'm going to give you. Zach Greinke.
Zach Greinke. Boy, he does cost a lot of money.
So, probably some sour relief.
You would think so.
Like they got in the Verlander deal.
How about that? Zach Greinke. I'm sure Arizona was kind of glad to make that deal.
Zach Greinke is a great example of a guy who has adjusted to less stuff.
Less stuff is right. The art of pitching.
The art of pitching is strong there.
And the art of money is very strong, too, with him.
Dixon at the plate. A little flip over to first to drive Nico Goodrum back. So, again, that's just in the last couple of moments from Ken Rosenthal, who does such good work for the Athletic.
Ken does, but that doesn't surprise me at all that the Astros would get somebody.
So, that is all we have at the moment. We'll keep you updated as the news trickles in. It's always fascinating to see the deals that get reported after. There goes Goodrum swinging a little cue job off the end of the bat. This might be a base hit for Dixon, and the throw to first got him. Wow, what a play. Pujols had to come off, field it, turn, a little jump throw to the pitcher. Suarez covering
clearing first base to get Brandon Dixon by inches. Fine play.
That's a big league play, Dan. You know it, man.
Tigers get a walk and no more. Good defense ends the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first in Cordes and Anaheim. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Hey, baseball fans. Greetings from Varsity Lincoln of Novi. Do you like to be treated different? Then get to Varsity Lincoln of Novi. Over 500 new Lincolns, 90 certified pre-owned Lincolns to choose from. Check out the fabulous lease options with unheard of interest rates. Varsity Lincoln of Novi is the #1 Lincoln dealer in the nation for 22 years in total retail sales, according to Lincoln's 2018 retail sales report. Varsity Lincoln.
Hello?
Hello?
Line up, everybody.
Is my baby gone?
Hi! Hi, baby!
Oh, she's still there.
She is. Why, you almost here?
Yeah.
Annie's waiting for you to bring beer so she can take some.
Does she buy anything from McDonald's?
I can ask her. Hold on. Do you want anything from McDonald's? No, she said.
Okay. We'll be there in just a minute.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Service to and from your car door to the terminal. Airlines Parking will pick you up and drop you off in a flash. And if you reserve your spot online, you can save money too. Just go to airlinesparking.com to make your reservation. Then look for the Airlines Parking Tower off Merriman Road for the best service around. Airlinesparking.com. Before you fly, park nearby.
Today's game is brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. See a Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today. For a list of dealer locations, visit thinkfordfirst.com.
Hey, it's Tony the Jamie and Stoney Show, 7:25 Thursday morning. You can win $2,000 in a 2 Grand Slam. When you're home with Detroit Tiger Baseball, 97.1 The Ticket.
Bottom of the first inning, no score. Tigers and Angels on trade deadline day. Hit Speed, brought to you by Xfinity. Stay connected to your team with Xfinity, a proud sponsor of the Detroit Tigers. Today's game brought to you in part by Northfield Lumber, the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers radio network. No score. Angels now get ready to face the 26-year-old native of Johnson City, Tennessee, Daniel Norris. Fletcher back in the leadoff spot. The right-hander takes a fastball, strike one.
19 start off, trying to get the numbers in. He works fast, as you know. 2-8 and 4.89 ERA. More later.
Jeez. Fastball up and away, 1-1. Trout and Upton to follow here in the first.
106 and 2/3 innings, 124 hits, 90 strikeouts, 27 base on balls. One start against the Angels earlier.
Fletcher's a righty who's better against righties. He takes a strike on the outside corner, change up away.
In Motown, he took a loss, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.